Hello and welcome to BFF's Wine and Tell, our spicy, saucy, and sassy podcast on life and its many myriad experiences.
Told through the eyes of two besties who have probably seen it all.
Love, heartbreak,
Success, failure.
loneliness, companionship, you name it.
We talk life, but we make it light.
So come along with us on this journey. You will laugh,
You may wipe a tear or two.
but you'll most definitely say,
Oh man, I can totes relate to that.
Oh, by the way, what's your color of choice?
Huh?
Wine, I meant red or white. Bring a glass or a bottle along, babe,
And grab your bestie.
because the fun has just begun. So like, subscribe, and share with your besties. Cheers! Hi, everyone, and welcome back to yet another beautiful episode of this podcast, which we call BFF's Wine and Tell. Cheers, bestie!
I can't stop looking at you. You're so pretty today.
Only today? This is she just sputtered. Okay, so we are going to talk. She's literally rolling her eyes at the beginning of the episode where she called me pretty today. Okay, we are off to a great
Story
start.
of my life.
Yes. Thank you for calling me pretty today. Okay. But today we decided to talk about, usually we talk about all things under the sun, right?
Yes, I think I'm going to cry in this episode, so I have my tissue ready.
I also will probably cry, but I don't have my tissue ready. And the mascara is also not waterproof. So actually, to our lovely listeners, thank you again for joining in. As you know, we take on the tough and not so tough topics of life, could be anything, could be money, could be, divorce, could be relationship, could be travel, could be fashion, fun, makeup, anything. And we try and make it light. And we try and make it fun while we have a little glass of wine along with it.
This always helps.
This
Alcohol always helps.
It does. But today we thought a lot about something, and we said this is a topic that needs to be addressed because wow, I'm feeling heavy while even
And
talking
actually,
about
many
it.
people have addressed it in podcasts, in
Yeah.
interviews, but it's not spoken enough still.
Yeah. Well, at least it's spoken more now than it was even 3-4 years back.
Yeah.
So let's let the cat out of the bag. We are going to talk about a topic that sits heavy because we have both dealt with one of those or both of those. We're going to talk in today's episode about depression and anxiety. But as always, we're going to hopefully make it fun and light for you. These
Yeah.
are not fun and light things, but
Yeah.
God knows without some humor in our lives.
Yeah, and disclaimer, we're not professionals on, nor are we
No.
advising on how you can deal with depression and anxiety.
Correct.
It's
Yes.
just our experience.
Yes, our experience. And I mean, another disclaimer at the very start is I don't think we would have made it through without each other.
Yes.
So grab hold of your bestie, grab hold of your AirPods, grab hold. That's her bestie. Okay, she is on something today. All right. Okay. I want to start with the first thing that came to our mind when we were talking about this yesterday. I wonder if people still talk about this topic of depression, anxiety, and just overall mental health, topics openly enough in Singapore, or is it okay to talk about it openly within your very closed, trusted circles, but actually you don't talk about it openly? What do you feel as someone who's natively born
Singaporean.
and lived here? Yeah.
Not at all. We don't speak about it at all because it's
Yeah.
taboo to speak about it. There are also people who are high functioning depressed people
Yeah.
who somehow or rather, I know of one person, and he has to call SOS every morning just to get out of bed.
Oh my God. Every morning?
Every morning, just to get himself out of bed. And he told me that the youngest caller SOS gets is 10 years old.
10 years?
Yeah.
Oh my
Singapore.
God.
So there's so many of us, I would call us, because as Singaporeans, we don't speak about it because it's just taboo to speak about it. Like my parents, I would say, they knew I was depressed, but they're like, no, it's okay. Just move on with your life. They kind of like make you sweep it under the rug, or this is nothing, because I can't blame them. They didn't know the term then that it was depression. They was like,
it's almost like sadness, like
yes,
melancholy,
exactly.
right? Like what is it?
You can't tell the difference. Then coming to your next point of talking in a tight circle or a close group of friends, unless someone picks up on that topic. Okay, guys, I'm feeling really low about this and all that. And then people will start opening up. You don't go into a gathering of friends and then you're like, guys, I'm depressed. You don't do that unless someone is willingly pick up on the topic of depression or how they're feeling sad about something. Then everybody starts to open up. That's what I feel. I mean, I've never come across a tribe where we come together and we are like sitting down and just talking about how depressed we are.
When did you first talk about it, and who did you talk about it to?
Oh, yes. So when I was going through the whole episode of the divorce and how my marriage was crumbling and falling apart, I knew I was depressed. Maybe I was a high-functioning depressed person at that time, because
Define high-functioning depressed. What does that mean?
You are able to do all the things that you do on a daily basis without anyone recognizing that you're actually depressed.
I didn't know till you told me.
Yeah. So when I told that person that I think I'm depressed, and she said, you are not depressed. You still can wake up in the morning. A depressed person, I've been through depression. And she was telling me this, like, I've been through depression. I can't even sleep. I have sleepless nights. I can't wake up in the morning. So you see, that's when I started to dig further, because I took psychology as my background. And I started to dig further, and I realized that there are two extremes to depressed people. That's when I learned the high-functioning depressed people and the depressed people. So there is a difference. So when I was dismissed as not being a depressed person, I didn't let that, I didn't tell myself that, okay, I'm not depressed. I did recognize the fact that I was depressed. But that's when I stopped telling her my private stuff, and that's when she came in as my best friend, and I started to tell you about it. Yeah.
But tell me, this was many years back, right? Today, let's say, forget about me. If you told someone else you were close to, do you think you'd get the same reaction, or do you think at least the maturity or the sensitivity to deal with something like this, just because there's so much in the media about, hey, this is what high-functioning depression looks like, or just articles, or just, I don't know, reels or viral TikToks. Do you think there's
You didn't have all this back then.
But I'm saying about now. Do you think someone...
now.
Yeah.
Now I think I'll be the right frame of mind to go to a therapist or to a counselor or to a professional.
Yeah.
I wouldn't trust how I feel, even with my closest, because they will not understand the depth of it.
Yeah. They don't have the skills or the ability. They can at best be empathetic towards you.
Or even get them worried,
Yeah.
You don't want to worry your loved ones as much.
Yeah.
But this is what I would do. I would go to a professional. I'll get myself sorted, get the tools that I need to help myself get through this phase. And then I'll tell my loved ones, hey, listen, this is what I did. This is how you can support me. So I'm also empowering my loved ones to be able to handle the situation and not just put everything on them.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I mean, just taking a leaf out of what you said, I am pretty sure I have high-functioning anxiety.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
You can't tell. I will do about 55 things a day, and I am probably dying inside with anxiety and worry about what will happen. And imagine the worst case scenario, both professionally and personally. And none of it will actually happen.
Yeah, you are another person who masks it really well.
I don't know if I mask it or it's become part of my, how do I say it? Part of my natural behavior. I'm not trying to mask it. It's just become part of my natural behavior. So you will see me actually at my laptop. Inside, I am screaming with worry and anxiety, and I'm actually smiling at you.
Yeah.
And I hate that so much. I don't want to be that person.
So what's so difficult about it to speak to someone?
You know, I am speaking to someone. I have been
No, I
speaking
mean
to.
before.
It's just played up a lot since the pandemic. It wasn't that bad before the pandemic. So I think the pandemic did me and a lot of other people like me in. It, you know how an infection comes to the surface when things go very bad. So this high functioning anxiety for a lot of people during the pandemic, we feed off other people's energies. So when we were denied the face-to-face interaction and we were closed to that, we just developed like that rash. And that's when I had to go on anti-anxiety. And that really, really helped. But it's not a permanent solution.
Yeah.
So therapy, meditation,
Yeah.
these are just all permanent. And I loved what you said, that often our nearest and dearest ones, they are not actually equipped to support us.
Yeah.
Because they did not go through the same things themselves. So when they say, why don't you just go take a nap? The nap isn't going to do anything to me. It's going to make my anxiety even worse.
Yeah.
Right? Oh, why don't you just change a job? And I said to my therapist the other day, it's not about the job.
Yeah.
Every job is going to have stress.
Yeah.
I need to learn how to deal with the stress and not with the job, you know?
So let's talk about also postpartum depression.
Oh my God. That
where
is
so many people dismissed my postpartum depression as, oh, it's just hormonal. I hated that. But
was it moms as well, like dismissing that? I mean, wouldn't it be like surprising if moms dismiss?
No, not moms, to be honest. The opposite sex, obviously. They probably have half a brain. Anyway.
Ouch. That's wow, the claws have come.
So that was also one issue that I felt really affected me so much. And that's when I started to invest so much in other moms, because after I became a mom and I went through that, by then I kind of like knew how to deal with it, right? Like depression in that sense. So when I had that postpartum depression, I immediately recognized it. You know, I could have the thought of just not wanting to touch the baby.
You had that thought?
Yeah, I'm like, this baby's annoying me so much.
Oh my God.
But I didn't even have like love for the baby, you know, and everybody assumes, you look at your baby, you'll have that maternal instincts kicking in, you will love that baby. But I was like, this baby is crying too much. Like, it was just getting into my head. So then obviously I knew how to deal with it, given my previous experience of depression. You just step away and then you calm yourself down and you get back into the situation again to handle it. No one will understand the journey that you are on other than yourself. So it's really, really important that you equip yourself with the necessary to survive, to live.
Yes.
And to also enable people around you to be able to live with you.
Yes. I mean, you just said the two most important things that this podcast could have. It is very important that you look out for yourself, right? She spoke about how to deal with depression. I'll tell you about anxiety. I am not ashamed to admit that it's been 3-4 years that I've been on anti-anxiety, and I'll probably continue to be for the rest of my life. That is me taking care of myself. I love my meditation routine. The time I fell off, I wasn't proud of it. I try to do it for 21 minutes every day. It's not religious, it's spiritual. If it's religious for you, that's great, right? I think my therapist saved my life, right? And these are just conversations about life that I have with him. And I think he helps me be a better person.
Yeah, even finding the right therapist is important.
Finding the right therapist. I went through many therapists before I settled on this person, right? And you can have actually, if you can choose to have multiple therapists. Finding the right tribe is very, very important. Finding the right circle. There are people who will drain your energies. There are people who will tell you the wrong things. Finding the right tribe on social media. Filter ruthlessly. Don't do things that take away your energies. It's very important, especially things that give you that anxiety, right? And lastly, I'm going to say, which is a very controversial thing to say, if a job has stopped serving you, find another one. It will take you some time, but it is important for those that are in jobs. No job is worth your mental health.
Yeah.
No job is, that is absolutely the truth. And the last thing is that the people who live with us, our significant others, our brothers, sisters, mothers, they have no way of knowing the depth of what we are going through.
Yeah.
So be kind to them so that you can expect kindness in return, right?
Yeah, it can be quite hard.
That's why the alcohol is here,
Yeah.
to help guide us. I mean, see, there was
I got very frustrated with my husband for not understanding why I was feeling the way I was feeling, why I was lashing out. I was frustrated with the fact that he wasn't understanding the fact that I wanted just more love and attention. And I can't blame him for it because he's not a professional. He didn't know what
is happening to you.
Postpartum
Yeah,
depression
yeah.
is. Obviously, with he's going to speak to his guy friends. The guy friends are all going to share the same thing. Oh, they're just
They feed off
hormonal.
each other.
Exactly,
Yeah,
right? So we can't blame our loved ones for not being able to handle a depressed family member in the family. But what we can help our loved ones is to understand how we are feeling by educating them. It takes a lot of effort, sometimes patience, to make them see eye to eye on the situation.
Yeah.
And if it means for them to go for therapy themselves, go.
Oh my God, that is you're full of brilliance today. I'm pretty and you're brilliant. That makes me, quote a research that we saw just before this podcast, is that depression is twice as common in women than in men. And probably postpartum has something to do with it. About 20% of women, this is scary actually, will experience at least one episode of depression across their lifetime. And scientists are actually examining many potential causes and factors. What you just said, imagine 20% of us having depression at least once in our lifetime, and our husbands, boyfriends, girlfriends not understanding what the hell happened. You're sad. I'm not sad. I can't help it.
Yeah.
Like my migraine specialist that I went to, I told you this. He said to me, person A undergoing stress at work. Person B, meaning me, undergoing stress at work. Person A, no problem, comes home, does gym, everything. Person B, hugely affected, migraine, triggers, XYZ. He looked at me and said, don't think you are incapable of bearing the stress. It's got nothing to do with you. Your biology is different. For the first time in so long, I felt validated. I was like, shit, man, I am not an idiot.
Right. So
Can you imagine?
important. So
I have
important.
anxiety. What can I do?
So
It's my
important
biology.
to have the right tribe with you.
Yeah. So, this is just, I feel like you're being very smart today. Not like, you're being very smart today. So, okay, let's round this up with on experiences of how do we heal, because that's the most important thing, right? So how did you heal? I know you're still on that healing journey.
Yeah.
And you heal a lot by healing others, don't you?
I do. And I realized just yesterday we were talking about this, like how sharing our stories can help other people heal, and that makes me feel good.
Yeah.
You know, and for the longest time I never wanted to share my story because the whole like
stigma
and she's getting some self-pity, that kind of
sure
thing. Took me a long time, but when I started putting myself out there, sharing my stories individually, not on a mass media like this, but individually with women through my dance classes and stuff like that, so many women feel so inspired. They didn't feel alone.
Yeah.
And I remember there's so many instances when they look at me, it's like, you went through that?
Yeah, they can't believe it.
Yeah. And their eyes sparkle because it's like, I feel so much more, they feel so much more better knowing that they're not the only ones who have been through it.
Yeah.
So sometimes when I go through like really tough journeys in my life, including like miscarriage and all that, I feel like God wants me to go through that episode so that I can understand another woman who have gone through the same and be there for them, So that is a realization that I actually had just recently. In this many years, I've dealt with so many women and their stories, but I still felt like I wasn't healing. But just recently I had that revelation. I'm like, wow, like thank you God for like putting me through all these challenges in life so that I can help others with their journey.
Given that you're saying all the smartest things today, I have not much to add to it. I think she has one of the kindest hearts in anyone that I know. And I think she's taught me the power of prayer. God knows my mom tried and gave up. And then she came along, and I think for me, healing is a couple of all the things that I mentioned, so I won't repeat again. Therapy, the right doctors, the right medication, absolutely no shame. Buy your medicines like you buy your Charlotte Tilbury. But prayer, the power of prayer is incredible. Whoever you pray to, Jesus, Allah, whoever you pray to, they're damn cool, all of them. Just pray to anyone. Keep your faith. And I think journaling. It is incredible.
I love journaling.
Like today, I journaled before meditating.
Nice.
And I was just like, what is coming out?
Sometimes I miss a day or two, right? But I just quickly do whatever I need on my phone.
I don't do it as regularly as you do. I would do it now and then.
Oh, is it? I do it every day. But when I miss a day or two...
That's why you're so smart. Yeah. And I'm pretty.
No, yes, help. Okay, fine. So let's see. Who was the one who won the crown? Okay, then.
That's because I did not participate, babe.
So when I miss a day or two, I put it on my phone, and when a day comes where I sit down and I transfer it onto my journal, I'm like, wow, it makes me feel so light, like I'm downloading such a heavy burden within
I was feeling very heavy about something at work, and I wrote it down, and I was just like, oh my God. And then I worked for 4 hours after that. It was light.
And sometimes you even find the answers to your
questions.
Down.
So I think we ought to charge you listeners for all this free therapy that we have done today.
And buy my journal.
Buy her journal. Like, dude, like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
But anyways, let's wrap this up. I hope that you have taken away. Our objective was to make this fun and light, a very heavy topic, but also very actionable, so that you take away things that you can do starting tonight. Tonight you can journal. Tonight you can find a therapist.
Don't wait.
Take an appointment tomorrow. Tonight you can make the notes, look at the transcript of this podcast, and do everything or more that we have done. And we wish you nothing but healing, love, and light, along with a glass of wine. That always helps.
Yeah.
All right. We will see you on the next episode of BFF's Wine and Tell.
Not turned on. Okay.
I wasn't trying to turn them on. Jesus. Cheers, girl.
Cheers.
Cheers, ladies. See you next episode.